Hi, hello. I'm the Queen of Daggers and I hold the cards Taurus. Welcome to your March 2022 monthly reading. Now, if you are new here or if you are returning and haven't done so already, I would appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button so I may see you again. If for any reason you would like a personal reading with me about anything, or if you would just like to say hello, my email is also in the description box. You're welcome to reach out and I will gladly send you a message back regardless of the topic. Let us begin, my friend. So, your signifying card from the Major Arcana for the month is the Hangman in reverse. Now this can be a very good thing. Some of you may even be preparing to travel right now. It seems you have reached a period where you're ready to get out of your head. Maybe you've been in there for a while, Taurus. You'd have to tell me. However, there's something upon which you wish to move forward. And this is the month where you will take action. It may be a new project, a new hobby. It could be a relationship. But I'm getting big project energy here. And this is something you've really been thinking about. It may be a move. However, just make sure you have everything together, everything labeled, your paperwork in order. Don't rush too fast. Don't make any rash decisions, as they say. I trust you will not, though I must tell you what the cards tell me, or rather what Spirit tells me through the cards. It's a good time. So, in the dark mirror this month, you will see yourself naked before the stars. You may feel a bit put in the spotlight. You may feel some guilt or shame about something that has transpired in the past. However, you need not feel guilt or shame, Taurus. You need not feel either for being who you are, exactly who you are, and exactly where you should be. Whether it is someone else making you feel this way or simply your own thoughts doing that. As it happens to us. It happens to us all. You will feel very out of your element. As I've said, many of you may be moving, or those of you who are tuning into this, those into whom I'm tapping in, as they say. If you are watching this, the universe has you watching it for a reason, after all. Now, I was recently gifted this beautiful set of Angel Oracle cards. They're a bit unorthodox. They're not the kind of Angel Oracle cards most people collect, which is why I love them. Specifically, they were gifted by a very good friend of mine, someone very important to me. And this month I believe they have something to share with all of us. This is the Angelarium Oracle. Now, I must confess I do not have the book memorized, so I hope you will sit by and enjoy my reading voice as we go on. Aestibus, Angel of Divination. You've called its name, and so it has come, but you do not command what is foretold. Aestibus can only be an uncertain ally in these mercurial times. Aestibus reveals the ever-shifting rhythm of the skies and beckons us to observe the alignment of signs. Something is seen in the clouds, in the leaves, in the shadows. Something as glorious as fate. You observe something that could not, must not be real. Curiosity is your call to action. You are compelled to go. The signs of this are sacred geometry, a cup of tea, and a falling star. So you may be seeing repeating numbers this month. If you are, they're telling you that you are on the right track, or rather, to look up what those numbers mean, as that is important. It's funny, I pulled a card from the top of the deck for your career, of all things, to use as a bookmark. And I got the Queen of Swords. Very fitting. I love the Queen of Swords. I named my channel after her. So, this is uncharted territory for you, Taurus. This is very uncharted territory for you. You'll be a bit out of your element, but this will be good. This will be very good. Now, my first spread for you here is from the William Blake Tarot. It is for your personal development, and that's why I specifically chose this deck. William Blake was a writer, poet, artist, and scientist in, I believe, the 18th century. He's one of my favorite writers and artists of all time. I've been working with this deck for almost 15 years, so it seemed rather appropriate. Now, it uses its own major and minor arcana, and I'll confess, also, I will not be translating it to our traditional Rider-Waite Smith counterparts, as this is its own animal, and I prefer to keep it that way, as that's how I've always worked with it. Relearning all the cards after so long was a bit tricky. But we start with forgiveness in reverse, and I'm going to show you the cards as I read them, as they each... The imagery is the most important part in this deck, and you may see something that I will not. You know yourself better than I do. So, that said, there is, of course, something on your mind. There's something on everyone's mind. That is, unfortunately, at times, how minds work. Now, are you not forgiving yourself? However, I must ask. I will always ask that when I see this card, because that is important. Whatever it is that puts this forgiveness out of whack here, you are not upset about it whatsoever. You are not upset. In fact, it almost appears as if you're rising like a phoenix away from this lamentation, this pain that you experienced within the Seven of Science. We do have reason in reverse, however. A reason is a very tricky card. And with the Hangman in reverse and reason in reverse, given they are technically the same card, the numbers alone, I'm sure you can gather that, you are moving ahead, and you may be a bit stubborn in doing so. And you are certainly not letting anyone stop you, outside of yourself, at least. You are pushing past the heavens, and at the same time you are going towards the earth. You are making a thought concrete. You are making it real. You are also embodying this Queen of Swords energy, it seems, by doing so. Now, this can be done with wisdom, and this can also be done with naivete, so be careful you know what you're working with. Here we have Fantasies in reverse next, which I find quite curious. It is the Seven of Music. To me, this world is all one continued vision of fancy or imagination. So it may be that whatever it is stuck in your head that you're rolling around while making these decisions. Taurus, you may be seeing things as if they're almost a joke, as if only your reality can be real, or as if you simply cannot take others seriously this month. You can, and you should, although at the same time there are things that you should let roll off your back. If there are people you do need to forgive, do forgive them. If only to make yourself feel better. Forgiveness is like an antidote to revenge. What is it they say about revenge? It's as if you're poisoning yourself and waiting for the other person to die. Do not do this. Forgiving others is truly just forgiving yourself for having an issue with them in the first place, and allowing them to no longer take any space within your mind. As it quite upsets us when we do that for other people, we allow them to take up so much space. Or situations, or places, things even. Could be any of those. Does not necessarily have to be a person. I mean, I forgave a lamp for falling on my head this morning, so certainly whatever you're dealing with, I'm sure you can forgive as well. As we have melancholy, whatever is born of mortal birth must be consumed with the earth. To rise from generation free, then what have I to do with thee? Directly underneath forgiveness in reverse. So what did I just say? What have you to do with them? Or it? Or there? Or whatever it happens to be. Well, you are no longer overthinking whatever this is. It's still in there. If you look, Kaji's eye is still open. One of them, anyway. He's still looking, staring, in both frustration and amusement. So remember, whatever you think is such serious a pain that it caused you to lament so frequently, that it caused you any melancholy, see it more as a fancy. See it more as something funny. Learn to laugh at what has frustrated you. Learn to laugh this month. Laughter will be your most important and strongest weapon. Laugh it off, Taurus, just laugh it off. And the Woman of Poetry, and then to the Ten of Music, which is quite interesting. To go forth to the great harvest and vintage of the nations, and peace and plenty and domestic happiness is the source of sublime art. Pardon me, my words have been escaping me today. My point here is it certainly seems like, as I've said, you're on the move. Do something, to somewhere, something beautiful. You are going to release whatever it is. I certainly hope you're this central figure, escaping from this cocoon and going forth into the light joyfully, perhaps giving birth to something new, holding almost what are pentacles underneath the stars. There's something beautiful here, Taurus. You're moving towards it. You know you're moving towards it. I don't even need to tell you this. You can feel it, can't you? If you can't, perhaps you should listen to your body a little more. How have you been eating? Have you been hydrated? Have you been resting enough? I have not been asking that of everyone, but certain people I have. Especially what with balance next. Between your head and your heart, or between here and there, between this and that, between your work and your home will be a great focus this month, whatever it is. Whether it's cleaning it, redoing it, moving it, learning to love it, or forgiving someone within it. Your home will be the most important, Taurus. Your home will certainly be the most important. In the end, you will get what you want. You have fruition. As I've said, you're working on something and it's going well. It will go well. Whatever your plan is here, stick with it. Make sure you think every single step through. Do not miss any of those details. However, go through with it. It seems to be in your best interest. And with balance, I believe you will certainly see any flaws in your plan. The thing is, you must make sure to pay attention to those flaws and do something about them. Seeing flaws is one thing. Acting to prevent and eradicate these flaws is another. With the Hangman in reverse, twice, technically with forgiveness, that is something you most certainly need to do. Now we're moving on to your career, my dear. I hope you don't mind if I call you that. If you do, feel free to drop a comment, let me know, so I can stop. I'm not just fishing for comments there. Well, I'm not fishing for comments at all, but I find it amusing to say that. Anyway, I've done it in a couple other people's videos. I think I've done it to Capricorn before. I'm unsure of who it was specifically. But, here's your career. Some insight on that. So starting with the Hermit, you were both gaining knowledge and going inward, I would say. And there's something you wish to study more, and so you are. Possibly in your off time. Some of you may be going back to school. If you are going back to school, you will look back at what you have done in the past, and you will see nothing but despair and wasted time. You're trying to move forward everywhere, Taurus. You do not feel like you have wasted your time, especially with the Star in reverse. You have not. And with Judgment in reverse, you really do feel like you've wasted your time somewhere. Like it has almost stolen it away with this Seven of Swords, the Ace of Swords. You may also feel as if someone is stealing your ideas. So be careful of that. Because they may be. Or may also all be in your head. That's a tricky thing. Either way, as you lay naked before the stars, make sure you're not giving away everything. And unless that is your aim, in which case, by all means, go ahead and have fun with it. Because we do have the Sun, just before the Six of Swords in reverse. So, the glimmer of hope will be there. You will doubt yourself. You will. You will. Of course you will. We all do. But, it will feel lonely at the top. I'll say that. It will feel lonely at the top, and there will be people you don't bring with you. They do not deserve to be there. Forgive them and let them go. Forgive them and let them go. Even though at the beginning of the month you may feel as if you're out of ideas, or as if your ideas aren't quite in the right place, you may feel a bit embarrassed by them. My goodness, my tongue today. So tongue-tied. You may feel a bit embarrassed about them. However, You know what you're doing. Or if anyone tries to embarrass you about them in an effort to thwart your plans or steal your ideas, this is a very real possibility with these cards out here. This will be someone very rude, someone very brash, someone you've always had a bad feeling about, and now you'll find out why. So be very careful of these people. There's a reason you're going into hermit mode straight out the gate, and there's a reason you're ending the month alone, happily. This does not mean you'll be completely alone, of course. This means whatever this person is, whoever this is, you'll be free of them, or you'll be wise enough to know not to be near them, and that may be your lesson for the month, unfortunately. Because we have the devil in reverse, so you're cutting out whatever happens to be going on there. You know what you're doing at this point, and you will not let it hurt you anymore. Because it most certainly has, and you felt quite put out. But good things are coming towards you. You will need to heal from this, and with the Hangman in reverse, you won't want to. You won't want to take the time to cut out from your mind all of these troubles. And you will not think that you will find any peace in the process. Of course not. However, you will. You will be free of this. You will find a way to forgive whatever it is you need to forgive, or whomever. And I think you will bring that message along. You may actually correct them, confront them. I meant to say confront, but I said correct. So, someone, Taurus, in your life is fucking up, and you're going to let them know, aren't you? And you're going to do it without any emotion to you, and that is possibly a good thing, frankly. Sometimes we must detach from ourselves emotionally in order to think rationally. And with the Hangman in reverse, twice, focus on that. Because it may not be entirely over. It may not be entirely over, or this may just rock your world a little when you realize what must be done. However, at the end of the day, your ideas are yours, and you may be bringing forth something very new. Possibly a rebirth of the self, of which you may be a bit nervous of or embarrassed by as you go through it, learning these new aspects of yourself and how to impart these aspects of yourself across all aspects of your life. This is fair. This is fair. You may feel ashamed of who you once were, especially as you learn to forgive. Do not. Nothing about you is shameful. And many of you will be having to forgive yourselves for ideas that you did not act upon and now you feel are lost, or opportunities you feel were stolen from you. You were not meant to take those. They would not have served you. They would not have worked in your best interest, or that would have occurred already. I assure you, Taurus, fate works in very, very funny ways, but it still works in your favor this month. Whether you think so at the time or not, it does. Regardless, you were cutting someone out, you were walking away, or you were taking your ideas back, or at the same time you may be accepting that these things you felt were stolen, these opportunities, these ideas you're realizing were not suiting you. You don't care anymore. You're over it. You forgive yourself, you move on. Of course, it does not happen overnight, but nothing does. This has been bothering you for quite some time. You've been trapped in your head about it for quite some time. And you will finally allow yourself naked before the stars. Because we must recognize we are not perfect at everything we do, especially not the first time. And until you do that, you will find great difficulty in accepting anything. Because here we have the Hangman upright. And this is a reminder that we cannot always charge in 100%. We have to go inward still and think. Pay attention to those details. Pay attention to yourself and your body. And though, I trust you will, Taurus, I trust you will. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And the Four of Pentacles in reverse. You're very concerned about your wallet right now. You're very concerned. You don't need to be. You don't need to be at all. Good things are coming to you. I think this is a bit of a risk. And you're not used to taking this kind of risk. Not at all. Not at all, Taurus. However, it will end well. You will be the victor. Unfortunately, you will have had no choice but to take this path, because the universe will not allow you to avoid it. You're facing things you don't want to face this month, Taurus. You're doing things you don't think you want to do. Do them anyway. You'll find in the end, they're the most satisfying things you'll do. Even the small things. Even the small things. You may not want to take the trash out and realize you've seen the most beautiful night sky you think you've ever seen. Or morning sky, depending on your work schedule, of course. School schedule, whatever it is you happen to be doing. There are little things that make life so interesting. And do not forget to pay attention to those, as they may be your greatest signs. I don't know if you've been paying attention to those signs, but whether you have or have not, good things are coming. Very good things are coming. And you will sit atop your throne. And perhaps you will find someone to sit with you, if that is what you seek this month, however. That is not the reading I felt. I did not glean anything of a personal romantic life here, or personal in that particular regard. I think you are mostly focused on other things. Find other things important, or you are already with someone, and they are aware of your priorities. In either case, that is very good. Now, do not let these past things ruin you. You are wiser now, you are older. Even if by only a few seconds, and you are learning. And we are all learning. But like the magician in reverse, none of us are masters. So, Taurus, this is what I had for you for March of 2022. I hope it was insightful, and I hope it helped. Or I hope it at least gives you something to think about. All of that said, if you are new here, or you are returning and have not done so already, I would appreciate if you would hit the subscribe button. And goodness, my tongue is so tired. Oh, I apologize. I don't know what it is with me and the letter S today. It's just not working out. I must have to annex that part of the alphabet or something. However, if you're interested in a personal reading for any reason, my email's in the description box, the usual YouTube EndNote things. Again, that's all I got for you. So, I'll see you on Wednesday. Alright, Taurus. Bye!